Hi students, it's that time again. Today we're going to multiply by 2 digits. You're going to be able to choose the method that works best for you. Our learning goal for today's lesson is how I can find and record the products of 2-digit numbers. It fits into our unit goal of how can I use place value to multiply a 2-digit number by a 2-digit number, by giving us alternate strategies to use with place value. Let's go ahead and start out with 15 times 25. We've solved 15 times 25 using 3 different strategies. We've used the area model, partial products without a model, and regrouping or the traditional algorithm. To do the area model, I start out by splitting 15 into 10 and 5, and 25 into 20 and 5, giving me 10 and 5, and 20 and 5. I then multiply 20 times 10 and 20 times 5, along with 5 times 10 and 5 times 5. 20 times 10, 2 times 1 is 2. I add those 2 zeros to my answer, and I get 200. 20 times 5, I use my basic fact 2 times 5 for 10, and then add the 0 to my answer for 100. 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 5 is 25. I add up my partial products, 200, 100, 50, and 25 to get my final answer of 375. If I use partial products without the model to multiply 15 times 25, I start out by multiplying my 5 ones times my 5 ones for 25, and then my 5 ones times my 110 for 50. My next step is to multiply my 2 tens, or 20, times my 5 ones to get 100, since 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 extra 0 makes 100. And then my 2 tens, or 20, times 1 10, or 10, to get 200. I add my partial products to get 375. Our final method to solve this problem was to use the traditional algorithm with regrouping, 15 times 25. To use this method, I would still start with my 5 ones. 5 times 5 is 25, only this time I regroup my 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Now I'm going to multiply by the 2 tens, and since those 2 are tens, I'm going to add that 0 to my answer that I would use for the tens place. Multiplying 2 times 5 gives me 10, where I regroup a 1, and then 2 times 1, which is 2, plus my regrouped 1, which is 3. Adding my partial products, I get my final answer of 375. We can see for all 3 methods, we've gotten the same answer. Now you try it. Let's do 57 times 43. Pick your favorite strategy. Pause the video and try the problem with that strategy. Then replay to check your work. While you tried out that problem, I went ahead and solved it using all 3 strategies. Look carefully at your chosen strategy. Did you use the area model, partial products with no model, or the regular algorithm, and check your work. Any way you solve the problem, your final answer should be 2,451. Now let's look at this problem. We've learned lots of strategies for multiplying. If 30 times 14 is 420, can you solve 30 times 15 in your head? Think about it a minute. Try to use comparative reasoning to help. From 14 to 15, it's only one more group, and I have groups of 30. So that means my answer needs to be 30 more for 30 times 15 than 30 times 14. 420 plus 30 more is 450. And my knowledge of multiplication allows me to do that in my head. Do you have another strategy for solving 30 times 15 in your head? If you do, write it down. You'll have a chance to share tomorrow in class. It's that time. Tonight, in addition to the regular check problems for today that you'll write down and bring in, I'm also going to put up a discussion board. I'd like you to post the strategy that you like best for multiplying two-digit numbers and why you like that strategy. Once you make your post, look back at what some of your friends posted and see if you agree with them. You may comment on your friends' posts as long as you can do so appropriately in a way that helps them with respect. We're going to start class by reviewing the problems, strategies, and discussions as a whole group. Thanks, and have a great night.